Yo, YouTube, what's good? Today I just wanted to talk about a few improvements I feel like that would help the player base and the community as a whole. And the first thing I want to talk about is tanking. Show of hands, who all tanks? Okay. Seeing zero hands. I mean, besides myself, obviously. But tanking in this game has been
I am not the
it's been
man I
rough. I'm gonna lie,
used to
it has
be.
definitely been rough
I have found a greater
for like the
purpose.
five tank players in this game.
Here they are now.
And tanking has slowly have tanking has slowly is slowly becoming a lost art in this game because more it's like less and less people playing tank now for some reason. Especially like on my team, especially on my team, I'm usually soul tanking 70% of the time. Show of hands, who soul tanks? Let's see. Okay, okay. Not many, but yeah, tanking has just become like worse and worse over time. I feel like, and now all of a sudden in this season, season 6.5,
Here they are now.
all of a sudden we have a whole new meta. Well, it's not a new meta technically, but it's a new comp, and that is the three tank comp now that people are running, and it's slowly becoming normalized, and it's pissing me off because usually on my team I'm solo tanking, as I said before. So when I see three giant characters come after me at once, just bully me, it makes me want to shed a tear. I mean, it's a little bit of a fear because I just don't can understand for the life of me why I'm solo tanking when there's three tanks on the other team. Tyler, but
It seems we have company.
why don't you just switch to DPS or healer? That makes no sense because we have no tank then. Two, Tyler, why don't you just queue up with people? Queuing up with people. So, one, during the last time I played a game with somebody, people I used to play with, we haven't played in like 3 or 4 years. So, yeah, that's one. I'm only, not for real. I'm chill out. I'm literally, getting on that one scene in Thunderbolts. I'm so alone. That scene was sad. That scene was so sad, especially how she said it. As far as people's goaded, she's so goaded for that delivery. Almost made me shed a tear. Anyways, back on topic. So those two things, and three, every single time you,
It seems we have
for
company.
me at least, every single time I queue up with people, it usually doesn't go well. Like there'll be great games. Like you have a great first match with a group of teammates, right? You queue up with them. You meet another team, right? Boom, y'all get bullied and steamrolled. Like it's crazy how that works. It's crazy how like you can have like a really like great match with this group of teammates. Y'all queue up, but then y'all meet this other group, and then they just bully y'all. Like what y'all did last match just didn't matter. Like everything the show did last match just went out the window. Like it is crazy how queuing up will most likely hinder you more than solo tanking at times. You know, some like in this game people do they'll queue up. Sometimes it does work. Some people get carried to ranks that they don't belong in. I said that. Yeah, I said that
Here they are now.
because they have such a good teammate with them, like a friend or them, like a friend or something. They queue up with and they get carried to the ranks. So I feel like it's 50-50 in this game. But yeah, I just don't choose to queue up. I'd rather just play solo, endure the pain and the torture, and just roll with the punches. And while we're on the topic of tanking, story time. There's this one. I remember this match. It was like either in like season 5, I think. I think it was season 5. Season 5 was my least favorite season. Out of all the seasons so far, in terms of many things. But yeah, there was this match that I had. I was all tanking, right? And it was the Central Park map.
It seems
And
we have company.
I was playing Mag, and then we at first round one, we were defending. I was all tanking, and we had, I think it was 3 DPS, and we got bullied the first round. We're not bullied, we got steamrolled the first round, and then the second round comes around. We got my teammates talking in the chat, and all of a sudden they were like, "Mag, what are you doing? What is our tank doing?" And I'm just like, "What?" I'm like, what do you want me to do? I'm soul tanking. They're like, maybe if you turned around. And quick lesson, real quick. If you are ever soul tanking, usually do not ever turn around, especially if you're a shield tank.
It seems we have company.
That makes no sense. That is the stupidest thing you could ever do if you're soul tanking. Because as a tank, first of all, your main job is to protect the front line. And that work doubles when you're soul tanking. So what sense does it make for me to turn around and get hit by the enemy team's attacks? And mind you, the reason they wanted me to turn around was because they were getting dove by a Spider-Man. I think it was Spider-Man or Venom. Pretty sure it was Spider-Man. But they wanted me to turn around because they were getting dove by Spider-Man. And they had the audacity to blame me when there's 3 DPS and 5 players and 5 characters behind me. But I'm the problem because apparently I wasn't staying with the team. Apparently I wasn't.
It seems we have company.
They want me to turn around. They want me to do this. Want me to do that. I'm like, wait, what? Are you stupid? Are you slow? Like, what are you talking about? Why would I turn around when I'm solo tanking and I'm protecting the front line? What sense does it make for me to turn around and get hit by enemy team's attacks? Because y'all can't deal with one lousy Spider-Man. 3 DPS mines, you can't take care of one enemy. But have the audacity to blame me. You missed me with that. You slew-footed, you bow-legged, and you cross-eyed. Don't ever talk to me ever again. Awesome. That's what's wrong with this game. The players are so incompetent. They don't know how to play this game. Tell the person who already told me to turn around as a soul tank. Like what? Stupid as fudge. Second thing I want to talk about is the scoreboard. You're asking me, what's wrong with the scoreboard? People base how they do on scoreboard, like with the base stats too much. And people will be like, "Oh, I'm carrying this team. Oh, I'm doing the best of this team. Oh, I'm doing the worst. Oh, this team is doing the worst on this team." Da da da. They keep dying so much. Da da da. They don't have enough kills. In reality, most of that isn't true. The main thing that you want to look at is the final stats in the game, in the stats in general, like on the bottom. Those are stats that you want to be keeping up with the most. Not, those are stats that you want to be keeping up with the most. I just got tongue tied. My fault. Not the ones that you see on the scoreboard next to your teammates. People get so misconstrued. Is that a word? But misconstrued, I'm gonna use that word anyway. I think that's a word, right? Lack of better words. they get like mixed up on how base stats they get mixed up on the performance of how base stats look instead of the final stats. So at some point, I hope that they find a way to implement like final stats with the base stats on the scoreboard. Maybe like put final hits next to the elims and put like, or not even that. They could probably just like scoosh over, or like you see that little space between the username and the elims and the depths and the assist. Probably just add like two more slots right there to where they're like final hits or they're healing or damage block, something like that. Or like could be like a thing to where
Ah, here they
they
are.
differ from like which role that you're playing. So tanks, there'll be like an extra category right there where it's damage blocked. For DPS, it could be final hits or something like that. For healers, it would be healing, and that's like a way that they could implement it instead of people just going off of base stats because that's what people where people keep getting stuff wrong. Because if I had a nickel for every single time people try to call me, Kyle, am I losing my voice? What's going on? Give me a second. If I had a nickel for every single time people try to I'm call me like a bad teammate and say I'm doing trash as a tank or something like that, like I would be a billionaire. I would definitely be a billionaire because there's been so many times people look at my base stats and be like, "Oh, he's not getting enough kills. Oh, he's dying too much. He's not getting enough assists. He's not blocking us enough. He's not doing his job as a tank. He's not blocking damage enough." And then the final stats hit at the end of the match, where I have the most damage blocked out of every single person in that match, or I have the most final hits on the team, or the most accuracy, or something like that, or as a DPS. Like I said before, people will be blaming like Elims, like, "Oh, he ain't doing enough. Oh, he's not getting enough kills." But then you'll see final hits, and it's just like, "Oh, maybe he was putting in work. Maybe he wasn't, he was putting in. Maybe he was getting enough kills." But then like Elims, some people believe that Elims are more important than final hits, and I don't understand that. I'm like in the middle to where I feel like they both definitely should coexist, and people should look at them instead of just saying, one did the most and then one did the other, which that's backwards thinking in my opinion. So looking at both of them, and then healers, like I said before, put like a category where it's healing and see how much they're actually healing, instead of being like, oh, I got more elims than my DPS and my tanks. Oh, I have more assist than everybody else. Oh, I'm dying the least on my team. So and so. So I'm actually seeing like what is going on. Are they actually playing enough heals, or are they just keep bragging about it? So I'm actually doing the heals that they are claiming that they are getting. Anyways, the last thing I want to talk about
Here we are
is
now.
alts, but really only one alt, and that is being just alt. This terrorist himself, I cannot stand him and people that play him. I don't even call him Jeff. Every single time I see him, he's a terrorist. I call him terrorist. And what I want to talk about is his alts, because there'll be many times where like you use a dash attack or or just say like you're a flyer or something like that, right? And then people will use this alt, and then just say you're like using Angela or something like that, right? Like Iron Man or Storm or something like that, a person that flies, right? Or like a person that dashes like Gambit or Bucky or Thor or something like that. And you're flying away, right? And somehow you still get caught in the alt. That like makes me so mad how he all still catches people that are flying away or that are flying in general. That makes no sense to me. So they definitely need to improve, like somehow take that out to like if you're a flyer, you shouldn't be called into that. It should only like affect people that's on the ground. I feel like. I mean, it's a hot take, but it is so annoying when I'm using like Angela or Thor and I dash out the way and I still get swallowed. Pause. But yeah, those are like just three improvements I feel like they can make. One, tanking. Either improve tanks, buff them, or balance out the whole roster in a certain way. Two, the scoreboard. Make it so our final stats show up alongside the base stats. And then three is nerf or just change this terrorist alt in some type of way so where he doesn't swallow flyers or people that dash out the way. And yeah, I feel like I chatted long enough. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. And I'm out.